In this video, Barbara Boyd from Promethean Updates opens up about the American system of governance that President Trump is using to create a genuine Great Reset. We are also going to see how vision-driven strategy makes a difference between a false and a freedom-focused Great Reset of nations. Let's get into the details.
Donald Trump posted 4 words on Truth Social: world's most powerful reset. The media ignored it. They had no idea what he meant. Was he talking about Iran? Was it some coded threat? We've all been flooded with propaganda by Trump's enemies, domestic and foreign. Most people think he's just throwing grenades, tariffs, trade wars, threats of military force with no plan behind any of it. I'm telling you, they're dead wrong. What you're watching is a deliberate strategic reset of the entire world order. Not the Great Reset that King Charles, Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, and Joe Biden announced during COVID. They told you energy had to be rationed and world government imposed, or we would all die from the climate apocalypse or the next pandemic. Trump's reset goes entirely in the opposite direction. The World Economic Forum's Great Reset wasn't a conspiracy theory. Klaus Schwab said it out loud in public in June of 2020. COVID, he declared, was a narrow window of opportunity to remake capitalism.
For the post-corona era, we have a choice to remain passive, which would lead to the amplification of many of the trends we see today. In short, we need a great reset. We have to mobilize all constituents of our global society to work together. We must not miss this unique window of opportunity.
Did you hear that? COVID was an opportunity. Earlier in the speech, he said that COVID had shown a lack of social cohesion caused by nationalists and racists. In other words, those who are refusing to comply with insane lockdown mandates. I don't know about you, but that speech still stands my hair on end. Under the Great Reset, energy had to be rationed and controlled. Carbon had to be taxed and strangled. Every sovereign nation was supposed to surrender to globalist institutions who no one elected. Prince Charles, now the king, joined Schwab in announcing the Great Reset. Current Canadian Prime Minister and Trump hater Mark Carney was moved to the Bank of England to UN climate czar. He created a net zero carbon finance regime, the Glasgow Financial Alliance for Net Zero, controlling an estimated $130 trillion in assets and aiming to police and control all global credit. Who profited from this? Well, the City of London's banks and insurers did. An independent academic study from the University of Manchester confirms this. Green finance became British industrial policy, run through what the author calls the City Bank Treasury Nexus, designed to preserve the City of London's financial dominance, not save the planet. Main Street America, workers, manufacturers, small businesses, farmers, all get strangled when energy prices surge or when the supply is unreliable. For 4 years under Biden, it was the policy, the pipeline shutdowns, the drilling restrictions, the war on American natural gas, the record inflation, the loss of energy independence. All of it flowed from that Great Reset blueprint. Trump's energy reset is a mirror image. Drill, build, export. Let American energy flood the world market, drive down prices, and make every nation that wants cheap power an American partner rather than a hostage of the global establishment. But that means free and open use of places like the Strait of Hormuz.
After decades of dismantling the system that was set in place to make humanity live, share, and enjoy this planet, with its vast wealth and resources, President Trump has stepped in to reset the system so that it works not just for the warmongers and the scaremongers, but for the people of the world who want to work hard and have a better future. The previous Great Reset from the World Economic Forum and the rest of the globalists was there to destroy and enslave humanity, where the government and the bureaucrats own everything and the majority of the people would own nothing and be happy. To own nothing and be happy is happening right here in Britain. People are forced into benefits or what is called welfare in some countries. They are being paid more to stay home than if they went out to work. I don't understand how long the government believes that a system like this can work, where the government is receiving less in income than it is spending on welfare or benefits. The government is essentially putting the country in debt to maintain a mounting welfare bill. That's a problem you have when you have people in government who have never created or run a business in their lives. They fully operate on an ideology that for decades has failed. After creating, designing, and building beautiful businesses and buildings all over the world, Trump designed a deliberate strategic reset that politicians and bureaucrats find hard to understand. Instead of money through wars, drugs, and child trafficking, it's peace through strength, along with economic cooperation and development, offering the world a new way of doing business, a truly revolutionary Great Reset. Let's also not confuse true vision with an agenda. An agenda does not have to be defined by good intentions. Agendas can be ideologically driven with destruction in mind. While the Great Reset of the World Economic Forum was focused on destroying even what works to bring in something that aligned to their ideological pursuits, Trump's strategic reset is to restore the systems to their proper order and away from the control of the globalist elites. This is a core difference in vision-driven strategy. They will call you crazy when your ideas are different from theirs. But when the strategy you create starts to make sense, it will make them go crazy. They will put it all over the news that you don't know what you're doing. Your responsibility isn't to try to prove to them, but to do what is necessary to make the changes that will make the world a better place. The systems are there, but the strategies being used are not for the benefit of the people, who are being deliberately plunged into poverty while politicians and bureaucrats benefit. At the same time, it's the middle class who suffer by paying the highest taxes. You do not have to be the one implementing the strategy. You just need to be the one with the strategy, putting the right people in place to ensure that the strategy you create is implemented. This is what real vision-driven strategy looks like in government. Leaders must see the bigger picture clearly and build strategies that actually serve the people instead of enslaving them. Government leaders must show that they can create real strategy and put the right people in place to carry it out for the benefit of the nation. That is how we get real change in government. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.